Today I'm going to be teaching you slightly more challenging movements that require you to have the ability to isolate different body parts, so I'm super excited. Let's do it. If you find it hard to learn by yourself, you don't know if you're practicing correctly, in my online program I'll be able to see and correct every single movement that you're learning from me so that you have the confidence to be able to do it in front of other people and not feel shy about it. You can join thousands of people who already learned with my method to become skilled and confident social dancers. So if this is your goal, book a consultation with me. I'll put the link below this video. And let's get you started. The ability to isolate different body parts is a must for any dancer, because to dance we have to be able to have that body control, right? If you want to practice the isolations, I did some tutorials. I'm going to post them below. I suggest you practice as much as possible. I used to do them every day, so definitely recommend 10 out of 10. But today's movements a little bit more challenging, so we'll take it slow. First movement, we're going to need the chest roll, which we don't move the chest a lot on this channel because again it's pretty advanced. We're going to start by pushing the chest out diagonally. You push it forward, belly goes in, then you keep it out. That's uncomfortable. Go until you face the other corner and then relax the chest. At the same time, try not to move the torso too much. So I don't want you to make this big kind of twisting motion. Focus on drawing a half circle with the chest. It won't be big. It depends on your range of motion, but it won't be a huge movement, nor try to make it huge. Like, we don't need that. We need a small, smooth, circular movement with the chest. So we go out and drop. And then the other way. Chest out, keep it out, 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 drop. Notice my pelvis, it doesn't move much sideways. Focus on the chest, right? So we have more or less a half circle. And don't move to the next part until you have this move, because yeah, it's a lot, right? So this is part one. We're going to do it at the same time as the two-step. You might know the two-step. We're just going to go side to side. So we have a little foot motion. And basically, as we go to the side, that's when the half circle will happen. So let's say we start this way. As the foot opens, we push the chest out, bring it over, close the feet when you're done with the chest roll. And again, out, 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 close the feet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can at the end angle both feet, both toes to face the side. It will help you with the chest roll, I think, rather than keeping the feet facing forward and then the chest is pointing that way. It's not gonna, yeah. So a little bit out, around, close, around, close. 1, 2, 1, 2. This one will take a while. It might not look smooth right away. It won't look smooth right away. For this next movement, we're going to keep the chest roll, since we already practiced it a little bit. We're going to start with the chest roll, half circle, right? We're going around, and then we're going to isolate the hips. So we're just going to make a circle with the hips, just a hip roll. Let me break down the hip roll in case you don't know this one. We're just connecting 4 points around us: front, side, back, side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine those 4 points around, and we're smoothly drawing a circle going through all those 4 points. You can go slower, faster. And this is the hip roll. We're going to do one full one, but the chest will just do one half circle. Because it is an isolation, make sure you're not helping yourself a lot with like the legs or the torso when you're moving the hips. You're supposed to only move the hips, okay? So really focus on making the movement come from here. pelvis, hips, that's it. The torso is not moving, right? The legs might move a little bit, but they don't initiate the movements that the hip does. You have half circle. When you stop, that immediately starts the hip roll. Again, 1, 2, 1, 2. Full circle with the hips. Half circle, full circle. And this move, this is difficult as is, so we're not going to go the other way. Literally pick an easier side, because we can do everything, you know, the other way, but I always say pick the better side, better direction, and just stick with it. A couple of things to keep in mind: make the movements small. We're not making those isolation types movements huge and very, very noticeable. They don't have to be. They look better when they are subtle. They will look smoother that way, and that's what we're going for. Second thing to keep in mind, because we're using the hips in this one, in the other one we weren't using the hips, but in this one, since we have a hip roll, we have to have the knees bent, okay? Because if the legs are straight, they are blocking your hips, they're not going to go as smoothly. So just slight knee bend. Don't squat, but just a slight knee bend, and then it frees the hips. You can move the pelvis, hips much easier, okay? So for the entire movement, you can either stay here, slightly lower, or another option, you start with straight legs when you do the half circle, and then you lower down for the hip roll. So whichever feels more comfortable, whichever version. And option number 3, maybe this one is the most difficult, but we're going to isolate the torso this time, not the chest. But it kind of will look like a chest movement. So we're going to, I don't even know how to show it. We're going to open the feet. Then you're going to push your torso from one side, I'm a little bit tilted to the other side, over, and then close the feet. So it kind of will look like a side wave a little bit. Boom, close. I'll try to do a simpler version. Boom, and just close the feet, then go the other way. Shift the torso, feet. Shift. So how does the shift happen? You will feel the isolation because you're not just having the torso on top of your hips, right, even, on top of your legs, on top of your hips, but it's almost like you take a step and your torso has to go past your hip, this one. You see, my shoulder is more to the side, but I'm keeping both shoulders in one line. So push, then close the feet. Step, push, close. Push, close, and push, close. A perfect exercise to work on this isolation with the torso is you're just standing there and you literally push one way, push the other way. This is the side-to-side isolation, very popular in any dance style, really. Like, you need those isolations for any style. See, and you will definitely feel your obliques, those muscles on the sides. You will feel a slight stretch. And this is exact movement that we use when we're doing this new step. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This one is not gonna be easy, especially if the song is faster. Yeah, but we'll get there. A more advanced, even more advanced version of this movement is you can add a little hip lift at the end of the shift. So you shift, and as you bring the foot in, you lift the hip, then you slowly drop it. I'll show it to you. Maybe I'll do a more detailed tutorial on this one. I have a similar move actually on my channel somewhere. But yeah, first the torso, you isolate that part, then you lift the hip, you isolate the hip, and then you put it together. We have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, So those moves look much better with the music, so let me show you. If you're not feeling comfortable dancing in front of others, check out my free 45-minute training that I did for you, where I break down what is needed for you to feel truly confident dancing and how to achieve it, how to get there. I will post the link to my free training, to my masterclass below this video. If you want to work closely with me to achieve a dance transformation and be able to dance comfortably at any party, basically for the rest of your life, feel free to book a consultation with me to find out more about my online program and how I can help. You'll find the link below. I'm going to see you next time. Bye.
Ever got with scars, you just keep on